Ottoman Algeria, formerly the Regency of Algiers, was an Ottoman territory centered on Algiers, eventually covering all coastal lands of modern Algeria. It was established in 1525 when Hayreddin Barbarossa captured the city. The Regency of Algiers was the principal center of Ottoman power in the Maghreb. It was also a base from which attacks were made on European shipping. It rivaled and displaced the Zionids, the Hafsids and the Spanish possessions in northern Africa, and was a major hub of Mediterranean piracy and slave markets, until the French conquest of Algeria in 1830. History. Establishment. From 1496, the Spanish conquered numerous possessions on the North African coast, which had been captured since 1496. Melilla, Mers el-Kabir, Oran, Bougie, Tripoli, Algiers, Shershel, Delis, and Tenes. Around the same time, the Ottoman privateer brothers Oruk and Hayreddin, both known to Europeans as Barbarossa or Redbeard, were operating successfully off Tunisia under the Hafsids. In 1516, Oruk moved his base of operations to Algiers and asked for the protection of the Ottoman Empire in 1517, but was killed in 1518 during his invasion of the Kingdom of Tlemcen. Hayreddin succeeded him as military commander of Algiers. Occupation of Algiers. Oruk, Hayreddin Barbarossa's brother, captured Algiers in 1516, apart from the Spanish pennon of Algiers. Following the death of Oruk in 1518 at the hand of the Spanish in the fall of Tlemcen, Barbarossa requested the assistance of the Ottoman Empire, in exchange for acknowledging Ottoman authority in his dominions. Before Ottoman help could arrive, the Spanish retook the city of Algiers in 1519. Barbarossa recaptured the city definitively in 1525, and in 1529 the Spanish pennon in the capture of Algiers. Base in the war against Spain. Hayreddin Barbarossa established the military basis of the Regency. The Ottomans provided a supporting garrison of 2,000 Turkish troops with artillery. He left Hassan Aga in command as his deputy when he had to leave for Constantinople in 1533. The son of Barbarossa, Hassan Pashan, was in 1544, when his father retired, the first governor of the Regency to be directly appointed by the Ottoman Empire. He took the title of Beylibi. Algiers became a base in the war against Spain, and also in the Ottoman conflicts with Morocco. Beylibis continued to be nominated for unlimited tenures until 1587, after Spain had sent an embassy to Constantinople in 1578 to negotiate a truce, leading to a formal peace in August 1580. The Regency of Algiers was a formal Ottoman territory, rather than just a military base in the war against Spain. At this time, the Ottoman Empire set up a regular Ottoman administration in Algiers and its dependencies, headed by pashas, with 3-year terms to help consolidate Ottoman power in the Maghreb. Mediterranean piracy. Despite the end of formal hostilities with Spain in 1580, attacks on Christian and especially Catholic shipping, with slavery for the captured, became prevalent in Algiers, and were actually the main industry and source of revenues of the Regency. In the early 17th century, Algiers also became, along with other North African ports such as Tunis, one of the bases for Anglo-Turkish piracy. There were as many as 8,000 renegades in the city in 1634. Hayreddin Barbarossa is credited with tearing down the pennon of Algiers and using the stone to build the inner harbour. A contemporary letter states, "The infinity of goods, merchandise, jewels and treasure taken by our English pirates daily from Christians and carried to El Aracha, in Morocco, Algiers and Tunis, to the great enriching of Moors and Turks and impoverishing of Christians." Contemporary letter sent from Portugal to England. Piracy and slavery of Christians originating from Algiers were a major problem throughout the centuries, leading to regular punitive expeditions by European powers. Spain, Denmark, France, England, all led naval bombardments against Algiers. Abraham Duquesne fought the Barbary pirates in 1681 and bombarded Algiers between 1682 and 1683 to help Christian captives. Barberry Wars during the early 19th century. The Regency of Algiers again resorted to widespread piracy against shipping from Europe and the young United States of America, mainly due to internal fiscal difficulties. This in turn led to the First Barberry War and Second Barberry Wars, which culminated in August 1816 when Lord Exmouth executed a naval bombardment of Algiers. French invasion during the Napoleonic Wars. The Regency of Algiers had greatly benefited from trade in the Mediterranean, and of the massive imports of food by France, largely bought on credit by France. In 1827, Hussein Dey, Algeria's Ottoman ruler, demanded that the French pay a 31-year-old debt, contracted in 1799 by purchasing supplies to feed the soldiers of the Napoleonic campaign in Egypt. The French consul Pierre Duval refused to give answers satisfactory to the Dey, and in an outburst of anger, Hussein Dey touched the consul with his fan. Charles X used this as an excuse to break diplomatic relations. The Regency of Algiers would end with the French invasion of Algiers in 1830, followed by subsequent French rule for the next 132 years. Political status. After its conquest by Turks, Algeria became a province of the Ottoman Empire. The Regency was successively governed by beylibeys, pachas, agas, then deys, on behalf of the Ottoman Sultan. Until 1671 beylibeys, pachas and agas were appointed by the Ottoman Sultan and were subjugated to him. After a coup in 1671, the Regency acquired a large degree of autonomy and became a military republic, ruled in the name of the Ottoman Sultan by deys, officers chosen either by the Ottoman militia or the captains. From 1718 onwards, deys were elected by the Divan, an assembly aimed to represent the interests of both captains and janissaries. Demography. As of 1808, the population of the Regency of Algiers numbered around 3 million people, of whom 10,000 were Turks and 5,000 Kuloklis, i.e., Creole of Turks and local women. By 1830, more than 17,000 Jews were living in the Regency.